Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse hits theaters this Friday on June 2nd, and I am so insanely hyped for this film, especially now after last night. Early reactions and first reviews are coming out for this movie. Everything is sounding great. This movie sounds awesome. People are saying it's way better. It's better than the first movie, and if not, one of the best comic book movies of all time. So I'm insanely hyped for it. And this movie, this franchise is, of course, the story of Miles Morales as Spider-Man. This is the franchise that brought Miles into the mainstream public idea of, oh, Peter Parker isn't the only Spider-Man. There's also Miles Morales. And now, today, in an interview with Variety, of course, one of the big trades in Hollywood, Amy Pascal, who is one of the producers on this film, and she's kind of I would call her like the Kevin Feige of the Spider-Man movies. So that includes the MCU Tom Holland ones, the Venom movies, Morbius, Craven, all that stuff, as well as Spider-Verse. So she did an interview with Variety today, and in this interview, the article just posted a little bit ago, so this is breaking news, she did confirm that they are developing a live-action Miles Morales movie on top of everything else they have going on with Spider-Verse, which is insane. I mean, it's not at all a surprise because, I mean, you see the popularity of the character, you see how many people want a live-action Miles Morales. It was inevitable, but it's just kind of funny how that announcement, which is like a big announcement, just comes in a small little article from Variety and not like a big announcement at like, you know, San Diego Comic-Con, or they were just at CinemaCon. They could have announced it there, but whatever. They just put this out there, and yes, they're developing a live-action Miles Morales story, which I think is awesome because this is a character that, again, is long overdue for a live-action appearance, and especially if they're setting up all these villains in this Sony Spider-Man universe with Venom and Morbius and Craven and El Muerto, all these characters who should be fighting Spider-Man, but are probably never going to cross over with Tom Holland's Spider-Man. Maybe Miles can be the Spider-Man of that universe. They need some Spider-Man, and Miles may actually work really well for that. So this is really exciting. The only thing that gets me a little concerned is just the fact that they did Miles so well in animated form with Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse and now Across the Spider-Verse and Beyond the Spider-Verse next year. How are they ever going to top that in live action? And are they just going to do a retread? Are they just going to do a redo of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse? Or are we going to get a good old regular friendly neighborhood Miles Morales story? Are we not going to have any Spider-Verse elements to this at all? Is it just going to be Miles Morales as Spider-Man in his universe and no connection to the Spider-Verse at all? That's, I think, personally what I would actually want to see. I think, you know, you could take the elements of what they did with the Prowler in the first movie and really expand on that even further because, of course, Miles and his Uncle Aaron, the Prowler, there's a lot of story that could be told with that. To have the Prowler as the main villain of a Miles Morales movie, I think makes the most sense. They also, of course, recently did a Miles Morales video game. They could adapt some elements from that. So there's a lot of possibilities and potential here. Of course, one of the other big questions is casting. Who would you cast as a live-action Miles Morales? That's, you know, obviously a big question that's been going around for years, is if we do get a live-action Miles, who would play him? Now, there's been a bunch of great options out there, like Caleb McLaughlin, Miles Brown. I mean, he's already got the same name right there. But personally, my pick would be Dallas Dupree Young from Cobra Kai. I mean, the kid, he's a good actor. He's pretty good on the show. And I think the biggest thing for him is not only does he have the look, you know, he looks like he could be Miles Morales, but I think he's the right age as well. Because I love Caleb McLaughlin. I love Miles Brown. I think they all would be great Miles Moraleses, but I just feel like they're a little too old for the role. You know, Miles is supposed to be a character that's even younger than Peter Parker Spider-Man. So we need somebody younger than Tom Holland. And while I do think, you know, Caleb McLaughlin and Miles Brown definitely are, and some of these other choices, I feel like you want an even younger presence with somebody like Dallas Dupree Young, especially somebody like this who isn't like wildly popular or like famous yet. I think this is a kid that could really take on the role, make it his own, and do a great job with it. But again, that's just my choice. You know, you can let me know your own fan casting ideas and potential actors for Miles down in the comments below. But for now, guys, this is really exciting news. We are getting a live-action Miles Morales movie. Again, we don't know any other details about it, but I think this is really, again, it's long overdue, so I'm glad this is finally happening. And then this is priority for Amy Pascal and Sony. And who knows, maybe it could even connect to the MCU. It could be a Marvel Studios co-production like we got with the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies. You never know. But anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. Please drop a like if you enjoyed this video and hit the subscribe button so I can keep you up to date on everything goes on in the Marvel life.